Protagonists with unbeatable strength. Now that is quite a scary thought, and as a result, sometimes they are forced to hide their powers due to how dangerous they truly are. So which is why in today's video we will be going over 10 anime protagonists who hide their unbeatable power. If you're new around here, then please make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notifications bell icon turned on to stay up to date with the latest anime news and recommendations right at your doorstep. Now, without keeping you all waiting, let us begin with the video. How about we begin this list off with a very underrated shonen series that features a protagonist who is a hero with a very rare ability that makes him extremely dangerous, as that power causes him to go berserk since he really can't control it. This right here is the Legend of Legendary Heroes. The characters are very nicely portrayed, the animation quality is very pleasing, and the story is so interesting to where the protagonist must find heroic relics, as it is key to finding out more of the power of the Alpha Stigma. Reiner tends to, stay away from people due to his powers, and well, when it activates, he can kill people in almost an instant, and that's how dangerous he can get if he is forced to, hide it. So that's what he pretty much does, unless something big were to happen where he, has to use it in case if something bad happens. Next up on the list is a comedy masterpiece of a student with psychic powers in a normal school surrounded by others who find him so mysterious that they just want to be friends with him. This is the disastrous life of Saiki Kuso. Saiki is a fantastic and very unique character. He's a straight man that doesn't really act like one, but instead of shouting it's like it's the usual, he stays silent for the other characters, and we can listen to him internally complaining in his normal tone. There is something so funny about, just seeing him wondering about what the hell is wrong with everyone, all while keeping his trademark deadpan face that rarely changes in the anime. He is so powerful that he hides his powers on certain occasions that he would use them during troublesome time or moments, but maybe sometimes if he wants to test the extent of his powers, which he does, by the way, it looks absolutely badass. There's probably just a million ways to describe Mob Psycho 100, but one simple word is just exciting. How can it not be? It's by the same creator of one of the most talked about shows from 2015, One Punch Man. Actually, a lot of people dropped this anime due to its visual art style. It is so unique and different, so not many were fans of it, but for the ones that did stick around, have just witnessed probably one of the greatest anime of all time. Shigeo Kageyama, the protagonist of the series where everyone just calls him Mob, is a very powerful psychic user and so average looking where he might not be special at first glance, but when working for his master Reagan to track down and exorcise evil spirits that harm people, it has insanely good animation, peak comedy, gold, and unforgettable moments that you'll always look back to. What's more exciting is that Season 3 is currently airing right now, which means a brand new season, and the adventure, of course, continues. Hitori no Shita, the Outcast, a Chinese anime series created by Namu Animation, and it actually stands as one of the most popular Chinese anime series due to its epic visuals. The biggest negative trait, however, this anime has, it is middle school immunity level and poor start, but later on does pick up as a total of 5 seasons exists for this anime for you to watch, which is plenty of content and exciting action to enjoy from a good story. Also, I really like the tone the anime makes. It gets things serious but backs up the humor just after and never gets the viewer in a desperate situation. I know this doesn't create tension, but it isn't bad by itself and can still render some good fights. Speaking about the fights, this anime does have some of the best hand-to-hand combat sequences I've ever seen, and trust me, I highly recommend it for you all to give it a try. Now we're taking a look at one of the most popular Magic Academy series called The Irregular and Magical High School. Madhouse Studios created this anime back in 2014, and it features an overpowered protagonist. Now when I say overpowered, I mean it is in the most literal sense possible. This guy does not lose, ever. He's a genius with combat capabilities surpassing every other person we encounter within the show. This world practically made him a god. Most of his powers are actually sealed away by his younger sister because of how dangerous he can get when using it. Yes, there are, some brother and sister love complex happening, but also to witness just how much of a badass Shiba is when fighting. The Fruit of Grisaia. This is one of my favorite harem-focused series with one of the most badass protagonists I've ever seen in anime. The anime was created by 8-Bit Studio in 2014, first being debuted as a visual novel game with, of course, different routes to every female character and endings. This one does it no different. Protagonist Yuji is, well, he's not a normal high school guy, but more of an assassin disguised himself as a student and attends a school for a more peaceful life. The anime takes on a story going through every girl and her problems, interesting scenarios, and whether it will end on a happy or sad note. When watching this, you will most likely get so much enjoyment, and not to mention how visually impressive this anime truly is. Noblesse was a pretty fun and enjoyable watch. Nothing spectacular, but nothing awful either. But like most things in life, Noblesse has some pros and cons. Now, I'll start with the bad, however. Noblesse, the anime, is probably the walking definition of a very mediocre series. The anime sets up, a lot of cool, interesting, mysterious, and plot points, but the execution does feel lackluster and leaves much to be desired. Now, the first 4 to 5 episodes were really good, and then I felt it went downhill from there. The final third of the show had some cool fights and nice moments between the characters, but that's about it. Nothing much happens afterwards, which is such a sad feeling. I mean, so many people were just looking forward to a great webtoon receiving a good anime adaptation, but in the end, it didn't really happen. However, Production IG did do their best, but overall, it did not satisfy the majority of the people who looked forward to Noblesse. Moonlit Fantasy is one of the better isekai series to have aired in the last year, as it's created by Studio C2C, an animation company who makes great visuals, an enjoyable isekai that makes you think of the good aspects of other shows. Imagine the comedy style of Konosuba, the world building of Slime, and the power fantasy like Overlord, and a bit of dark aspects like ReZero. Now, the main character has a meme harem with a couple of waifus that have unique and quirky personalities. The plot progresses rapidly, and the world is established so quickly. Supporting characters are added to the story without having to wait a full arc on them. Now, production-wise, the animation has insanely good quality, the art style is so nice, the character designs feel unique, and you can perceive the artists put a lot of attention to details. This is most likely one of the best isekai to watch, and soon, it will be getting a second season sometime in the year 2023. Expect only to see a badass protagonist slap everyone in this show. Like, legit, he's quite unbeatable for a person who can't really use magic, but only a cool weapon, ride lightning fast motorcycle, and also, on a plus note, get some girls. This is the summary of the show, not even joking, but it's also so much fun to watch. もういいか? だったら今度はこっちから行かせてもらうぜ. Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero is created by Studio Arms in 2012, and this studio specializes mostly in ecchi series, so expect to see a lot of these moments in which, can get in the way sometimes of the show, but in the end, you signed up to watch this, so you get what you get. It it really falls flat on its face plot-wise like most other series in the ecchi genre. It was, this anime is plagued by an abundance of fast-selling nudity fan service, but at the same time, there is a lot of cool fights to witness from this anime. Now finally, to end this list off, I'm recommending to all of you is The Daily Life of the Immortal King, which is in my opinion, the second best Chinese anime series right after The King's Avatar. Protagonist is like an immortal being so overpowered yet he tried to hide it from everyone around him after being transferred to a new school. This show has the same humor type as the anime Saiki, but the biggest difference, unlike Saiki where only, he has powers, everyone in this show has powers, and some being more stronger than others. There will be a lot of tests and exams and showcases of cool power moments and action sequences that will make you always remember these moments. This anime is truly one to watch.
看样子你也跟我一样可怜。来呀！
Looks like you just made it to the end of the video and witnessed 10 anime protagonists who hide their unbeatable power. If I've managed to leave any anime out in particular that you thought would be a great addition on the list, then please let me know in the comment section down below, as I'd love to hear your very own opinion, or just comment down below what you thought about the video in general, as I always appreciate the feedback. So please enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one.